Pause. 4 more years. Let's go.
Dude, you see the guy behind him, too? The guy behind him's like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Guys, what's going on today? Welcome to the We the People podcast. Hey, we just thought of an amazing strategy. Let's go ahead and go over everything we're going to talk about, and then we're going to play that intro. So today we got rates, the Biden pause. We also have an FTC announce that the FTC announces rule banning non-competes. Frank is going to talk a little bit about that. Patrick Bet-David loses it, like just lashes out on this issue while interviewing Tulsi Gabbard. So I got a little video for you guys on that. And we have Davis Island, a home in Davis Island, one of the first homes ever built in Davis Island. It's actually going off for selling. This is actually from the guy, one of the owner was the guy that actually built the house. You know, like
Oh, dang.
The name of the guy is Davis.
Oh,
which is crazy.
Last name Island?
Yeah, I don't know. I think his last name is Davis. Island is just the peninsula of Tampa. All right, let's go with that intro, Bo. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? This is We the People, a real estate podcast. Let's begin. All right. So starting right off, guys, with the rates, let's go ahead and get right into this. This is as of April 24th, 2024, the latest we're going to have right here. And as you can see, it dropped a 0.1. You know, that's not...
Lies.
Is more lies?
More lies.
Frank, go ahead and take it over.
All right.
So this is your station right here.
Yeah. So this is my channel. So for the Facebook people on the screen over here, we're looking at the Google rates today, 7.887. Last week on our podcast, we were like at 7.94 or something like that. Guys, don't let this scare you. Those are not the real rates. Those are retail rates being advertised by Bank of America and Wells Fargo and stuff like that. You are locking right now through Lincoln Lending Group and hopefully other brokers. We locked 6.75 today. So
he says hoping, because if you're not, you can go call him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The information is right there in the description.
That's right. ContactFrankTheBank.com.
Let's go. But basically, you know, what I was saying is that
it went down.
It dropped a little bit.
It did.
You know, I like to see this because I know it motivates people a little bit towards buying a home. And at the end of the day,
what do they do if they just got a bad rate? How do they switch over to you? Can they?
Oh my God, Bo, that's a really good question. Actually, let Bo ask that question again.
Ask it again.
All right. If they don't have that rate that you locked in, what can you do for them?
So very, very good question, because everybody thinks that once you've gone into contract with Carlos or your agent and you've signed your loan papers, and let's say you locked at this terrible rate of 7.887, that you're done, like you can't do anything about it. We have had countless people mid-transaction with 2.5 weeks left in the transaction. I happen to meet them. We see their estimate, and this is what we do. All we want to do is see the estimate from the other lender and ask the credit score. We turned around, we'll save them a half a point on the rate. You should change it. Remember this, guys. You are not contractually obligated to close with any lender. I don't care. The concern everybody has is, what did I sign? I signed a bunch of papers. I have a contract.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
And let me tell you something. A lot of lenders and realtors are buddies, and they team up a lot of times to make deals happen. I'm okay with that. We team up all the time, right? Now, here's the thing. I've had clients that just in the middle of the deal, they want to, get another estimate. They want to do other things. I think if you have a real estate agent that doesn't recommend that you do that, I mean, just think about this. This is your money, okay? You're borrowing for years, for 30 years or so. So
largest transaction in your life.
Right. If that's what you want to do to make sure you feel comfortable, at the end of the day, like, nobody should stop you from doing that. Not your realtor, not anybody. So always get a second look if you can, or at least another estimate. And with Frank, with the no fees things that he got going on, he's almost always, if not always, the one that my people choose to go with.
And what's that number to call you?
Oh, there you go. The best number would be 813 mortgage. Just call 813 mortgage. That's really easy. I could give you my cell phone number.
All the
to text,
information is right there on the description, guys. I always put it there for you guys, both his information and mine. If you want a real estate agent that I got your back, I got you.
Hey, and by the way, you can switch real estate agents too.
Absolutely.
Right? So if you're not liking your representation, unless you signed a buyer agreement.
Which you should never sign that. That should not be happening.
Another thing Carlos says that no other realtors say, by the way.
Here's what I say. Check it out.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing my job for you, fire me. Thank you. What's the point of me getting you into a contract?
Yeah.
This is not jail. We're not getting married.
Right.
I want you to respect my time. I have those conversations with the buyers up front. If we're gonna do this together, let's make sure we have a mutual respect.
Right.
But when it comes to paperwork, You know, it gets a little scary when we talk about that. So
Now, remember,
to me,
we're both on commission. We don't get paid
My
unless it
paperwork
closes.
is the contract with the house. You want the house, that's the contract that you're gonna have. I'm already binded to that contract. I don't need another contract with you personally. I don't think that has, you know. Now, when you're selling, that's a different story because I have to have a contract to have the right to
But
sell
you know,
your
Carlos,
house.
a lot of people with this, let's play a little devil advocate, right? Because there's a lot of agents out there with this whole NAR thing, and they're scared, and their brokerages are telling them, you've got to get the buyer agreement signed, or you might not get a commission. I like what you said better.
Yeah.
If you're doing the job for them, they're going to want to pay you.
Yeah.
And by the way, sellers, don't be an idiot. Don't not pay a buyer's agent.
And I've had a lot of buyers and a lot of realtors who know this, at least the good ones, I would think,
Yeah.
or experienced ones.
There you go.
There's a lot of buyers that will say things like, well, how much do I have to pay you? Like, some buyers are willing to pay,
Right.
you know, for this service. And if that's the case, you know, maybe as realtors, we should start jumping on that. I don't try to jump on that too much because, again, like normally the commission is enough for us.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I hate the fact that happened, that this whole NAR situation is happening, because
BS.
it is putting us in a position where we need to negotiate our commission with both the buyers and the sellers. And I feel like the buyers should not, you know, they already got so much in closing costs to pay and stuff like that, especially first-time home buyers. So
a guy like you, the conversation is going to be, hey, if we find a house and the seller's not willing to pay my commission.
yeah, can we work something out?
Exactly.
Right.
What's so hard about that? I love this angle. Nobody says
absolutely.
that. They're saying the opposite, but I would listen to
Well,
Carlos.
call me. I got your back.
There you go.
All right, so let's go into the pause.
4 more years.
Let's go, Bo. Make it happen. Biden pause. Biden pause.
Here we go.
And increase economic growth. Folks, imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause.
Oh my.
Look at that guy back there. What just happened?
He didn't even he couldn't even he did not even read 4 more years. Like he literally goes
right,
4
Bob, go
more.
back to me.
Can we
Go
see
back.
that again?
Yeah,
Are you ready to move forward
you got to click on the video.
and increase
There we go.
economic growth?
Here we go.
Folks, imagine what we can do next. 4 more years.
Pause.
Pause.
Does this not make you uncomfortable to watch this?
Okay. All right.
Are you
I
ready?
can't believe this.
I watched the whole thing. It doesn't get like, it's just that moment right there. I'm gonna tell you, it sums up the 4 years that we've had with this guy. Like it sums everything up. Like this is what we want. What's going on here? It's so weird. Let me tell you something. That is the funniest thing I've seen all week, maybe all month long.
I've watched it like 30 times.
I could not stop laughing. And it sucks. Okay, I don't want to laugh at my president. I love the United
No.
States. I do not want to laugh.
What do you think his wife thinks? I'm mad at her.
That's hilarious,
Like,
man.
why is she letting him do this?
Yeah.
How are you putting your husband through this? You know he's not right.
Yeah, there's something crazy going on. I tell you, I just watched a PBD interview in Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi is going to might be the vice president for Trump.
I've heard.
You heard of her, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I love that girl. She's very.
Oh, she's strong.
Yeah, I like her military background specifically.
Yep.
I think she's very. When she talks about the military, she seems very smart, like strategic
Yeah.
towards not having wars and keeping the best military in the world. Like it feels like that's her whole goal. Like make sure that we're all safe, everything's good. At least when she talks, it feels that way.
It's called peace through strength.
Right. So they had a whole interview, and so it happens that they started talking about this non-compete situation. Bo, can you put the notice on the web first? There you go. So Frank, please enlighten me because I'm new to business. I've been in real estate for 6 years or so. I've been, self-employed long enough, but I don't understand this stuff specifically because I don't have a bunch of employees and stuff like that. So can you explain it to somebody that doesn't understand what this means? Because I understand it's a huge news, and Patrick Bet-David just completely went off on why this is bad, and I want to have your input on it.
Yeah. Okay. So in general, a non-compete is a part of a contract, an employment contract that let's say I was going to hire you in my mortgage company, and when you work for my mortgage company, Carlos, you're going to learn trade secrets. You're going to learn things that I do. You're going to see how I operate, and it costs a lot of money to hire and train an employee and put them into your systems. That's probably the most expensive thing that a company can do. Yeah. So a lot of companies have a non-compete clause that says if you come to work for me and then you want to leave, that you cannot go become my competition in the same market as me for a given time, right? Historically, non-competes, my attorney keeps telling me, is that they don't really hold up well in the state of Florida. But what he says is the more specific the non-compete clause is, the better chance to hold up. And what I mean is, I'll tell you what I literally do on my non-compete clause in my company is it doesn't say, Carlos, you can't go be a mortgage broker in Tampa if you leave me, because I would never win in court.
Right.
You know, the judge would be like, yeah, you can't tell him not to go do his profession, just like real estate. But I put in there, you cannot take any of the relationships that Lincoln Lending gave you that were their relationships. In other words, you cannot solicit the people that I gave you, not the people you found, the people I gave you. And I say it's the state of Florida and it's 1 year. So that would hold up in court. So what they're saying is that the FTC wants to make non-compete clauses in not all cases, but most cases illegal. There are some caveats to it, but they want to say that you can't do it with the argument that non-compete clauses retain employees and keep wages low and discriminate on employees. But if you have good employees and you want to keep them, then that means you're keeping cost low, which means you're keeping the cost to the consumer low.
Right.
So it's kind of like the whole argument of $25 minimum wage. Okay, sounds great, but then the burger costs you $20, right? Who won?
Yeah.
Nobody wins.
Yeah, so that's a lot.
So it doesn't make any sense. Like, why are you going to tell businesses not to do that?
Right.
Now, here's the other thing. The person, like, you're going to come work for me, it's your choice if you sign the contract and sign the non-compete clause.
Right.
And nobody's forcing you into doing it. Go work for another mortgage company that doesn't make you sign one.
Right.
It's a free country.
Right.
So, again,
But
government overreach.
Can you go ahead and put Patrick Bet-David here talking about this?
So now some people, because back in the days, a lot of people wanted to start businesses. Now you're sitting there saying, why the hell would I start a business? So first of all, I start a business. I work my ass off training this guy for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Then the non-compete doesn't protect me. He leaves and starts a company and attacks me, takes my business. I can't protect my business.
Steals
and
your
on top of
customer
that,
list.
and I'm paying 60% now all in taxes if I'm in California or New York, and you want to raise my capital gains.
No. Finish this one. I want you to play the second one after this one. I forgot to tell you earlier. So replay that first one. Let's go ahead and replay that first one. No, the first one, that one. Yeah, and then after this.
So now
activate
some
the
people,
second
because
one.
back in the days, a lot of people wanted to start businesses. Now you're sitting there saying, why the hell would I start a business? So first of all, I start a business. I work my ass off training this guy for 2, 3, 4, 5, 10
you were
years.
saying.
Then the
exactly what I'm
non-compete
saying.
doesn't protect me. He leaves and starts a company and attacks me, takes my business. I can't protect my business.
Steals
and on
your
top of
customer
that,
list.
and I'm paying 60% now all in taxes if I'm in California or New York, and you want to raise my capital gains.
All right, so now play that second one.
These types of behaviors eliminates innovators, job creators, capitalists, and it's literally giving the middle finger to all the business owners that are creating jobs. Thinking being a business owner is such an easy job. Do you know how hard it is to be somebody that owns a trucking company today? Do you know how hard these transportation companies are being beat up today, being down 70%? Do you know how loan officers, mortgage guys are doing today where their refi business is down 85%? Do you know how tough it is right now to run a lot of your business? And knowing the fact that $1 trillion of corporate debt is about to come up to refinance. So I was doing it at 3%. Now it's going to be at 8%. What is the 5% on $1 trillion, additional $50 billion in interest I have to pay? There's so many different things. So you hurt the small business owner, you hurt a lot of people.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and that's what he was focused on. You know, this is going to hurt mostly small business owners.
It's all it's going to hurt is small. I mean, it actually could hurt very large corporations as well. Because to his point, and what I said, it's very expensive to train employees, and you do all this work, and then they steal your ideas, and then they become your competition. Like non-competes. Have you? Okay.
So
coming
why are
in,
they
you didn't even know what it was.
Why
So
are
is
they
it an
doing
issue?
this? Do we know what we're?
I don't know. Because
So
why is it an issue?
take a stab at this because this is their claim, especially based off of California. So right here, this kind of thought that it's actually going to be good. This is what the FTC proposed for it, that it's going to generate more money in the economy because you're going to have more competition. Somebody's going to learn, get some secrets or insights and be like, I'll go set it up because my employer's not letting me go with my idea.
Right.
And so now you have 2 burger joints or 2 mortgage lenders or whatever in the corner, which then drives down the price theoretically because you have to now compete with that person next to you.
Yeah,
But that's their component. So I kind of what your thoughts are
So
for fair competition.
from it looking at it that's a very high level. That's saying that Carlos works for me, and then Carlos isn't going to just go work for somebody else. Carlos is going to go start a mortgage company. My guess is that's probably less than 1% of these non-compete issues, because most people aren't jumping and starting a company. They're just trying to go from one to the other and go work for the competition. So I don't know. Either way,
would it be like the trade secrets that I got from Keller Williams, for example, before I left them?
Sure.
That they made me sign a paper. They completely removed everything. They clear out your database.
Yes.
Basically treat you like.
Yeah. But the thing to keep note is NDAs are different than non-competes.
Yeah.
And so you
non-disclosure agreements.
You have to be when you're still, and those are still in agreement, and they're actually going to become stronger now because of this.
Okay.
So if
so
somebody
what is NDA? What is that?
So non-disclosure. So those trade secrets
are
you
backed
can't go
by the.
Yeah. So those are protected. So in other words, a non-compete or an NCA basically says that you won't go and set up shop or work for competition with X amount of time or within a certain. You actually enforce that behind closed doors. Are you in training saying, by the way, this is, confidential information you can't say, by the way?
It's why you never see them enforced. Because you're 100% right. How do you really go and do that? It has to be one of those things where somebody leaves and starts a company and creates a disruption or talks bad about somebody. If somebody just, to your point, you leave Keller Williams, you learn some stuff, you go do it. How's Keller Williams ever going to come around and be like, hey, you stole that? Unless you go and create something called Bold.
Yeah.
And you literally.
Look right there.
I know. And you literally take this and then you go create it and you write Carlos
Bold
on
by Carlos Ryan.
Now, that you're probably going down for, right? We'll put that right there.
Let's put it right there. I do. Let me tell you, you know what this reminds me of? You know what this reminds me of?
What?
This is one of the best classes I ever took, man. This took me out of a big depression that was holding me back.
You told me.
From just creating everything we have today.
So now he's stolen it and he's doing the same thing.
I'm not doing the same thing. I'm just when I see this, I think about Dusty. I don't remember his last name.
I remember Dusty. He was a trainer, right?
Yes.
I went to that bowl.
Yes, and Jason Canonato helped me out
Jen
with the
and Jay.
class. And they recommended
That's not how we met, right? We didn't met.
That is
Did
how we
we
met.
meet through Jen and Jay?
Yeah.
What's up, Jen and Jay?
What's up?
Little shout out. Hope you guys are doing good.
Yeah, that is how we met. Yeah.
I think
that was the
Jay,
beginning.
I think Jay got a Cybertruck, or he's getting one, or something.
Probably.
You hear
He
about
loves
that?
Tesla.
I got him into
Okay,
that.
real quick on that.
Yeah.
They're so dumb.
The Cybertrucks?
They're so stupid.
Oh, they're so cool.
Did you see there's a recall on every single one that was made?
No.
Yeah, there's been a recall for every single one due to acceleration issues.
I own a
What?
Dodge.
That's too fast?
No, they basically I'll
Yeah,
see if
find
I
it
can
and tell
find
us.
I
Yeah.
own a Dodge Ram, and I saw the whole video. I didn't even want to see it in person after I saw the video. I thought it was gonna be, when I saw the outside, I liked it.
Yeah.
The bulletproof stuff just
Yeah.
got me. Everything great, but the space in the back is not for me. I like.
Oh, you mean the bed thing?
I like the bed, and I
Yeah.
also like the cabin space, the seats in the back.
Oh, I
for
didn't
the
get in the back
kids.
yet. Is it small?
It's not as big as my Ram.
Okay,
I like it to
okay.
be a lot more comfortable, where you could put things under the seat, hidden spots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It didn't really have much. It felt like the roof was right there, like on top of your head. It
Okay.
felt more closed.
How about that covered bed, though? That's pretty cool, huh? You push the
I
button
do like
and
that.
the
I
cover
do
up.
like that. Yeah.
I mean, for travel?
Yeah.
Dude.
That is pretty cool. Just pressing a
I
button.
want to drive one.
But I mean, I could just fold one up or down. I don't care, And honestly, I don't even like covering my bed, because everything I put in there, like my buckets for baseball or whatever,
Then
I
it's a
got
pain in the ass to get 'em.
It's too high.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I'm gonna cover it anyway. So
I don't know.
But I do like it. I just feel like it needs a few more years to get amazing.
What is it? What did it say on here? What did
Yeah,
they
so
recall?
They're recalling all of their trucks. It's due to accelerator and gas pedal
Oh, God,
issue.
faulty accelerator pedal that could get lodged in place. Dude, if that happens on a Tesla, you're going through the roof, bro.
And what's funny on that, I don't know if you've seen too, that a lot of people that are rideshare use Teslas for ride shares.
Yeah.
They're not wanting to do it because they're getting motion sickness.
It-
Because you have with gas,
Yeah.
it slowly
It's a gradual, yeah.
creeps.
Yeah.
That's
And
my
so
wife.
then a lot of people that are in the back seat, especially if they have motion sickness
Yep.
tendencies, there's a lot
So,
of jerk momentum. And
Actually,
so now they're like,
there's
not
a
wanting
fix
take
to
it.
that. Tesla created this like 4 years ago. It's called Joe mode, right? And I guess it's like a joke that like Elon had a friend that got motion sickness. And so you can put it on this mode that click one button and it tones down everything. Or you can customize it. So what I literally did, I have a mode on my car called Sissy Passengers. I'm dead serious. And when my wife gets in the car or anybody that I know that's motion sickness, I turn it on sissy passengers and I could hammer that accelerator to the floor and it'll take off like a snail. Like it's super smooth. And then it puts like the steering has extra, soft suspension so I can't jerk people around. So.
Dude, you can't, like Elon Musk, man. I'm telling you.
Elon Musk, baby.
He figured everything out. And if he hasn't, I'm sure he'll take all the trucks back, refix them.
Yep,
Sell them a little more expensive. I don't know. He'll figure it out. That dude he's a genius.
He's a genius.
And he's not losing money on this. He's just going to,
he ain't losing
make
nothing.
a brand. It's going to be news and then he'll release some more. And this guy's, he's too much. I love that guy.
I do
don't
too.
know.
I
So
just shared
next-
us out everywhere. Woo!
Next, we got Davis Island. Guys,
Yeah.
Davis Island here in Tampa.
Well, one of the oldest
Check out
homes
this-
on
Oh, I
Davis
know that
Islands
house.
could soon have a new
That's the
owner.
one.
The near-century-old house is for sale for over $2 million. This comes
You
on the
wanna
heels
re-
of
you
another
wanna, Frank?
historic
I got a
home
realtor.
going on the market earlier this year, one owned by D.P. Davis himself.
Fox 13's Aaron
Davis.
Mesmer shows us
Davis.
inside these homes and explains what they mean to Tampa's history.
It's not hard to find the history at 36 Columbia Drive on Davis Islands. All you have to do is walk up to the front door and ring the 100-year-old bell. Wow. The home is so
Dude, that's
picturesque. It could be on a Tampa postcard. It could also take visitors on a trip back in time
The second they open the door, they're like, wow.
to 1926, the year
the
it was
realtor.
built,
The second
likely
they
for
open the door,
about
like-
$10,000, according to a USF study. It was one of the first homes on Davis Islands, and it's now back on the market for $2.3 million.
It has the versatility to be an entertainment home. It has the versatility to be a home for a family.
There are some newer additions, including renovations to the kitchen and 5 bedrooms, along with a newer pool. But a lot remains from its original construction, says Realtor Giovanni Cardenas.
When you take a look at some of these old pictures, you see it's still the same thing.
The exposed painted wooden beams in the living room have hardly changed. Same goes for the elaborate fireplace and so much more.
It has the tall ceilings. It has the tall transom windows. It has, the long spaces that are very enjoyable for entertaining and such. Those are some of the things that I think you can see was part of Tampa, 100 years ago, and it's still part of Tampa today.
This is the second historic home on Davis Islands to go up for sale this year. The first was owned by D.P. Davis himself. That's the developer who dredged around a small set of islands, turning them into this famous part of Tampa that bears his name.
It was really an amazing development. It was built as a $30 million development, had a 9-hole par 3 golf course, several luxury hotels, and a lot of homes.
Tampa historian Rodney Kite Powell says most of the work happened during Florida's land boom in the early 1920s. Both of these homes were part of that.
They really do help tell the story of the island, the story of the land boom, from an architectural history, from a kind of general social history. There's a lot wrapped up in those buildings.
But Kite Powell estimates between 20 and 40 of the island's original 100 homes have been demolished. He says when that happens, the history goes with them.
Hopefully, we're able to preserve or protect,
that's
or
a
at least
deck on
have
top.
people who want to preserve
I think
and
that was the
protect
picture that you saw.
these
Yeah.
buildings so they can live on for future generations.
The Realtor's expecting a pretty big crowd here this weekend. There's an open house both Saturday and Sunday from 11 to 2 p.m. In Tampa, Aaron Mesmer, Fox 13 News.
Go check out the open house.
That's really cool, man.
Let me tell you something. If I was if I was some type of government agency in Tampa that could buy that house, I'll buy it and I'll make it a museum.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Why not? That's the Davis Island Museum right there.
They're running out, man. There's not much left in Tampa.
And then-
Almost
and then
everything's
rent out the
Tampa's getting
rooms.
turned into the
Make it
the
like a little
block.
hotel.
Yeah,
Museum downstairs. You stay upstairs.
yeah. So maybe run it as an Airbnb.
Oh,
just
maybe
keep
we
it.
should do that.
Let's go, Frank. Hey, how much is the price on the houses? How come they don't say those things?
$2.3 million. That's what he said.
That's what
yeah.
it said?
Let's see. What's the payment?
I
would
didn't
be
hear
on
that part.
2.3 million. If you do 2.3 million, you put down 20%. Let's say you finance 1.75 million on that house. You do a 30-year term at 6.75%. Your payment on that house is $11,350
Yep.
plus tax and insurance.
Yep.
So there you go, guys. Call Carlos.
Hey, call Frank. He got the bank. He got the bank. He can make it happen for you.
That's right.
You saw how fast he did that math?
Boom.
It's all in the head.
Hey, you're approved.
No, what's crazy is that was built for $10,000 back in 1926.
10,000. That's not bad appreciation, huh?
No.
I know. It's only 100 years.
1926.
Yeah. That's really cool, man.
You know what scares me about that house? Hurricanes.
Hey, no, whoa, what are you talking about? It's been here 100 years, bro.
That's right. You see, that's exactly what I'm talking
people
about.
say like, "Oh, I'm worried." I'm like, dude, it's been here 100
so
years.
Natural reaction, right?
Yeah.
Natural reaction was the first thing somebody's gonna say when they see that house. Oh, it's on an island. What about a hurricane? It's been there for 100 years. Great answer.
100 years, bro.
Great answer. That's exactly where I go. Well, it was built in this year and it's still here. You know, like.
Well, even like thinking about the houses like built in like the 70s, they're 50 years old.
Yeah.
And people are like, well, what about a hurricane?
Well, there might be a little flood, you know, but the house will still be there.
That's probably been flooded.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee that's been flooded.
Yeah, I know for a fact that in the 80s, my house got flooded.
Elena,
where I live
Hurricane
right now.
Elena.
Is that what it was?
That was the one. I was like 6 years old when that came through.
Oh,
that was
you remember that?
Yeah, it was, I remember because we left our house and had to stay at my aunt's house, and then it didn't end up being so bad, but we lost electricity, and I want to say it was like around Christmas too. I remember as a little kid.
Yeah.
But that was supposedly the worst hurricane that ever like hit us.
Tampa?
And it was a nothing burger.
It was a nothing burger?
It was a nothing burger. Because we got the Indian thing. You heard of that, right?
Yeah.
The Indian like blessing.
Yeah.
It's not a curse. It's a blessing that it's sacred ground. And so that's why hurricanes don't hit Tampa. I believe it's because when you look at the jet streams, you really have to hook in to hit Tampa. So most things go north or south.
We're going to have to change the name of that because we can't say Indians anymore.
Oh, it's a it's a Native American blessing.
It's
sorry.
Indigenous. It's the Guardians' blessings. Let's just say that.
So I can't be an Indian this Halloween?
No, you know how they changed the Indians to the Guardians, the baseball team?
No, come on.
Yeah,
that's
the
not
Redskins to the...
I mean, what are they now?
The Washington...
Oh my God, the Washington Communist football team?
Football
no,
team.
now they're the
Commanders.
Commanders.
The Commanders, dude. Don't say that word. Come on now. We're in America.
Communanders?
The Communanders. You know what I really liked? The Washington football team.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds so good. Like, it was a mistake. And, like, they were like, let's just name it this for now. And then they changed it. They should have just kept it.
Did you guys watch the draft? It was last night, right?
Yeah, it was last night. I didn't watch it. What
was
happened?
it in Detroit?
Did Tampa get anybody?
I just know that Tampa had a huge party. That's what I know that they were doing.
Did we get somebody good? Any idea? Here, pull that out. Let's find out.
I haven't done that. I will. I did see the. I don't know if it was the Combine maybe trailer, something where it was the commissioner and he had Eminem and certain other people, and I guess the commissioner was talking about maybe he was afraid of going back to Detroit for some reason. Maybe something happened in Detroit with him.
I don't know.
Maybe with the Lions, because I know the Lions, I struggled.
Graham Barton.
We got a left tackle for the Blue Devils. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I need it.
Whatever.
You guys watch a lot of football, right? I only watch the NFL.
Nah, I mean, I go to the games. I don't even watch. I mean, I watch it Sunday.
I know you go to the games. Every time I see your pictures, I get jealous.
I'll bring you. Let's go.
Let's go. I love the Bucks, man.
We'll go to man. We got the Lightning playing tomorrow night. If they lose, they're out. We got swept tomorrow night. It's a 7-game series. We're down 3-0.
Did you see that save that goalie made?
Unbelievable.
Insane.
Unbelievable.
I tell you what, I thought it was a worse shot than a better save. Because if he would have shot it a little higher, he would have made it.
It was a guarantee. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
He shot it into the glove.
Yeah,
I was like, come on.
But I'll say Lightning better step it up because they did not look like they were even trying last night. I was disappointed.
You were there?
No, I just watched it. We had that real producer gala.
So they're playing when, tomorrow?
Tomorrow night.
All right, guys. Lightning game tomorrow.
You got to do it.
Well, that's going to conclude our episode, guys. Thank you so much for being here on episode 14. That's 14 episodes, Frank. Good job, my man.
What's up, man?
And Bo, thank you so much for being here with us. We'll be adding Bo to the cameras next week. He's not getting away from us.
I love it.
He got good content and good add-ons over here. And we also got some guests coming here in the future, guys. So thank you so much. Please share. As we grow, please make sure you hit that bell notification button, and we'll see you on the next episode of We the People Real Estate Podcast. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This is We